very turbulent situation, so the boat's bobbing up and down, but there's a definite loss of buoyancy.
With 25% air in the water, the boat should have sunk. However, there is something they haven't anticipated.
It's not dropping very much. That's not a good sign. The bubbles themselves lower the density, makes it sink, but the upward force due to the flow of the water is keeping the boat up. It looks like the two roughly cancel each other.
Yeah, come on over.
There is a neutralizing effect in the center of the bubble field, which means the sinking zone must be just outside the center. Time is running out, and there is only one more thing Bruce can try.
Now, if we get a little bit off center, it's much better. You know, there the flow, it doesn't tend to push the boat up but out.
See that? Instant drop.
There we go. Is it going?
Yeah, she's going because what's happened is the front's more buoyant than the back.
Looking good.
If you were a 500-foot boat and your 200-foot would have hit one of these things and your back 300-foot weren't, your boat would just snap in half and sink instantly. What's happening is the front is lifting and the stern is dropping because the front is in more dense water than the stern. 30 seconds, she's gone.
It's looking real good.
No, she's gone.
It's
She's
going.
gone.
That's
She's
it.
gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
They've done it. A gas eruption in the ocean really could sink a boat.
One thing that hits me is how utterly minor what we did compared to what nature can do. You know, we went through all of this trouble to generate bubbles over this small area to sink a little boat. It makes you appreciate a lot more what nature can do.
In the triangle, gas hydrate deposits amount to more than 70 times the gas used by the entire USA in a single year. That's a lot of gas, and if any part of it erupted, it would be enough to sink a whole fleet of freighters. Therefore, it is possible that a few of the more bizarre ship disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle might have been caused by this strange natural phenomenon. So it seems there is truth in at least one of the old mariners' tales. But the truth behind some of the Triangle's biggest mysteries is far more elusive, as explorer Graham Hawkes discovered in 1991. He thought he had found the remains of Flight 19.
We were searching for Spanish galleons. We came across one Avenger on the bottom, thought nothing of it, just lugged it. We came across another aircraft, took a look at it with cameras, an Avenger. Second one, lugged it.
A group of explorers believe they found 5 American Navy warplanes.
The story hit the headlines. Had they found the mythical Flight 19?
Shocked and surprised. We just didn't expect to find a fifth. It just fit too closely with Flight 19. You know, 5 aircraft disappeared.
He promised the media an answer within 2 weeks. In those days, submarines were far too expensive. So Graham used a remotely operated camera on a wire. The team concluded from the low-quality images that these aircraft were probably not from Flight 19. But who were they? The answer would turn out to be just as mysterious.
That wasn't Flight 19. You mean to tell me there's another 5 Avengers linked up here? And I'd like nice, easy answers. To me, it's much easier that this is the 5. Of course it's the 5. Of course they went into the sea. Here they are. There's no mystery here. Here they are. No mystery. It's much, much more untidy if it isn't Flight 19, and we have to find out where they are.
Graham Hawkes is now going to return to the 5 mysterious planes, and this time he's going to go down there himself and find out once and for all who they are. 12 miles off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, a state-of-the-art research vessel from Harbour Branch Oceanographic Institution is about to join the hunt for the lost Avengers.
It's a very big ocean out here, and to find a group of 5 gaggled together like that, that's the question. What are they doing there? There's something about coming back in person. You find things with remote technology, and it just leaves this itch. And this time we have the ceiling submersible, so this time we get to go and almost touch them and smell them, and I think we have a much, much better chance of finding out who they are.
Graham has waited 12 years for this moment.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's go see some airplanes.
It will take 15 minutes to reach the seabed, 734 feet below the ship. In the back of the submersible is Harold Larkin, an expert on Avenger design. The trip is deeply personal to Harold because not only did he fly Avengers, but one of his relatives was on Flight 19 when it disappeared.
Okay, Craig, your lines are free and clear. You have permission to dive. Yeah. Roger, I got 200 yards, 310. Thank you.
The Johnson Sea-Link submersible is the perfect tool for this kind of forensic work. The object of the mission is to find each wreck's unique code, called the Bureau number. This is the only way to make a definite identification.
I'd say the chances of 5 planes being this close together are about the same as hitting a hole in one and getting struck by lightning while having a winning lottery ticket in your pocket. They would have to go in near each other at about the same speed and the same time, or the currents around here would have spread them apart further than this, even if they were all from the same flight. So whatever happened, happened all at once to these 5 airplanes.
But there is no record in the Naval Archives of another flight of 5 Avengers going down at the same time in the same place. The mystery deepens.
Dad, can you give us a status update?
We have a plane in sight. FT-20.
Could be an 8 or a 3.
It looks, yeah.
It's more like a 3. Yeah. Okay, busted off. Tail's gone. Okay, Hal, the fuselage is sheared off just after the trailing edge of the wing.
We may never find it.
The fuselage number, FT-23, means it came out of Fort Lauderdale, but it's not enough to identify the aircraft. When an Avenger was lost, the same numbers were often repainted on their replacements. The wing flaps are down, which means the plane ditched, but why may never be known.
Okay. We need to move on. I hate to give up on this.
It seems the Bermuda Triangle won't give up its secrets so easily. Phil is now ready to investigate why Flight 19 went wrong.
The problem with looking back at something in the past like this is you can never ask that extra question, so you have to deal with the evidence that's available to you. The one thing that isn't covered in any detail is probably one of the most significant causal factors in the flight being lost, and that is the human factors. It wasn't normal in that time to look in any detail into human factors.
Each year, around 30 light aircraft go missing within the triangle. Carol Collins, an experienced instructor, is going to help Phil get into the mindset of a pilot in difficulty in this area.
Okay, we're level at 1,500 feet. When you're flying over an area that has no visual landmarks, it's very easy to lose your sense of motion. For instance, if we started out on a prime heading of east, made a turn to the west as we did, and then turned toward the south, if you're making very gradual turns and you're not being very, very cognizant of what you're doing there, you'll find yourself in a whole other direction than you thought you were.
One of the unique navigational hazards in the Bermuda Triangle is becoming more obvious to Phil from the air.
When you're looking at strings of islands, if there's no houses on them, if there's nothing to identify them, one island can pretty much look like another, as you'll see as we come around and go up here. Right now we're in good shape because we can look back and we can see, oh, there's the highway. But if we couldn't see that highway, one of these islands would just look so much like another. And in times of poor visibility, that's a serious issue. So getting lost does happen.
We must be over the southern Gulf.
That's the Gulf, don't you think?
The Gulf, negative. We've gone too far east.
I strongly suggest we fly west until we run out of gas. We have a better chance of being picked up close to shore. I don't know. We didn't even see the shore.
Just watch the gas, man.
Back on the ground, Phil can now begin to understand what happened to Flight 19, where and why.
Flight 19 was going to go on Navigation Plan 1, they called it. It was a basic triangle, and it started off at Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station, and they fly an easterly track from there to these islands here, known as Hen and Chickens, where they were going to do 20 minutes low-level bombing practice. The next leg was onto a track passing over Grand Bahama Island to Great Sail Cay up in the north of the island, and then return to Fort Lauderdale.
So at what point in the training leg do you think they actually went wrong?
Well, I think they went wrong after the bombing run at Hen and Chickens Island.
The winds were stronger than anticipated that day and pushed them northeast from their intended track. They overshot the turn north at Cistern Cay and instead made the turn at Great Abaco Island. If they had been on track, they would have expected to see Grand Bahama Island directly in front of them.